think when this show was announced, this episode is what I pictured as the whole show. And it kind of delivers on more of the alien promise. What's interesting is they're getting a lot of positive reception for this episode, and people are calling it a full movie and the most movie. And it just feels like that's what people will now say when you actually get a beginning, middle, and an end in a show, because that doesn't happen in most episodes nowadays. They just fuck around and then they cliffhanger you. But what did you like about this episode? Let's try to front load some compliments.
You have to be nice about this show. And because I couldn't do it better, so I have to enjoy it.
You personally couldn't do it better, so you have to be nice.
I enjoyed that this felt more like what a TV show based on Alien would be. And you're dead on. I think a lot of people thought, yeah, this is what the show is going to be. It's going to be the whole first season's on a spaceship, and the end of the first season, it's getting to Earth.
Yeah, it's like, will it get to Earth? That's the big scary thing.
Maybe not that it was set all on Earth. It was that like it's around Earth, surrounding Earth, going to the Earth, whatever. But this is really, if they recreated the story of Alien, but just someone modern day made it. That's kind of just how it feels.
It is very Alien again. I think they capture the vibe pretty well for most of it.
Yeah.
Like there's a few things that are a bit out there, but
Positive.
I normally hate flashback episodes because they don't usually bring enough to the narrative and they're kind of a waste of my time.
This was the most powerful episode, and it was through a flashback.
It is the highest rated episode, and it didn't feel so much of a flashback in the way they weren't just like telling us things we already know. Broad scopes, yes, we knew how it all ended, which did actually make it less effective. So I think this would have been more effective as the first episode or as the whole show, because that's what I reckon this show should be. I think it should have been like the political intrigue and like character dynamics on a ship. You're forced to live with people. So then you just get like Sunshine, Alien, Event Horizon blown out to like bigger proportions.
Yeah.
But they do some interesting things here where the alien isn't really the problem for this episode. So like you would think...
Not the xenomorph itself.
I guess they're all aliens, yeah. You think the xenomorph will be the issue, oh no, but then it's every other creature that they've encountered that actually causes all the problems. But what really causes the problems is the crew's incompetence.
The biggest xenomorph of all was man.
Oh, no. I'm kind of running out of nice things to say about it. I think it annoyed me more. I think everything they set up, and I was excited for it. I was like, okay, I like what they're going to do this episode because it had all the pieces in place. But then it kind of felt like they didn't use any of said pieces.
I definitely wish this was episode 1.
Yeah.
I think if I was going to show this show to somebody, I'd play this episode for them, because the flashback of the Minot kind of just only shows this end bit, and it would just feel like a last time on.
Because what they do in episode 1 is they show how this all ends, but then you see nothing of that for the next few episodes. And I don't think that intro really added anything to it. It kind of felt like they had slapped that on because maybe people were bored in episode 1 and they're like, is this an alien show? And like producer interference kind of deal. This should have been the show. The way they set everyone up in this. So everyone kind of had a bit of an archetype. Like you've got your doctor, you've got your engineer, you've got your captain that died, because captains do be dying in the alien universe. We've got our creepy robot.
He's not a robot.
Did we confirm that?
Mr. Tang?
Yeah.
Human. I looked on the Alien Earth Wikia.
So they've done the reverse of Ash. They've like made us think he's an android the whole time, and turns out he's just a guy.
I only found out because I was like, I have to know. Like, because if he is an android, he's so poorly designed that they made him this way.
And we didn't see him die, so we didn't see white stuff.
We didn't see the ball bearings and white goo.
Because that's the crazy thing about the Ash reveal is on first watch, you don't know he's an android. And then they smack him several times and his head comes off.
Ash is a goddamn robot.
So like that's a big shock. So here, it definitely felt like he was an android. So they've tried to reverse it. But then we have no confirmation because we don't see blood. We do see him shout and scream. And I don't think androids are scared. Like they don't have fear.
Yeah.
So he must be human. They set up character dynamics at the start of this episode, but then don't use them, I feel. It feels like there should have been character interplay and everyone doing different stuff.
Or they forget about it so quickly. It's like, okay, we get the second mate who is sleeping with the captain. The first 10 minutes of the episode really makes it seem like that relationship between them is going to interfere with her ability to be a captain.
Yep.
It's that for about 10 minutes, and then she changes. Morrow, in the first 10 minutes, will do anything to get the mission done, even if he has to do a mutiny.
I thought we would find out more about Morrow this episode.
But that's only up until 10 minutes where he starts playing Five Nights at Freddy's and he figures out there's like an intruder. And then he's not as forceful, which he should be more forceful.
That should have been the moment he takes over or something.
In the event The security officer believes that the acting captain is not doing everything necessary. He may take command himself.
Fuck you.
I thought that would be important. It isn't. Morrow's in his cool gamer setup watching like 50 screens of security footage, and it's all just different Bergen Beard videos.
He just loves subscribing.
And he's subscribing.
The sabotage guide to subscribe. Yeah, on Morrow, we find out his backstory, I guess, which also confused me. I'm a moron, I guess. So he had a young daughter and then got contracted to go on a 65-year mission, went on said 65-year mission, but 8 years in, his daughter died. So he got an email on the ship saying, when he woke up at some point saying, hey, your daughter died, sorry. In 65 years, you can get her stuff. Why did he leave his daughter? I don't think we ever found that out. We also don't find out why he's on the mission in the first place or why he cares so much. He says in an earlier episode, all he has left is the mission and collecting these Xenos because he has no one left. But that was like self-inflicted.
Do you know what we needed? We needed they're willing to front pay me and pay for your surgery here.
Yeah.
As long as I go on this mission. He gives his life away for the mission, but she dies anyway.
That's what I paused it to like scour the notes.
There's
and stuff.
nothing like that.
Yeah.
She just died in a fire or a car accident or something.
Yes, she just died in a fire at 19 years old.
She'd be dead anyway. So you should have had the losing her part when you left.
But at least she would live on.
They were trying to do an Interstellar. You know, where he's watching everything back and like he's watching his children age and stuff.
Yeah.
They needed to do that.
I needed to see her every
but they
few
didn't.
years.
It was, he was going to get back and she was going to be, what, 77?
So for him, his daughter living a happy life was enough, I guess.
And he doesn't get the money till he gets back. So he wasn't doing anything for
Oh, yeah,
her.
he gets a share.
They get a share when they return.
Yeah, they can take those shares off them. And the assumption is when you get back, you'll be hella rich.
Yeah. The engineer says, what are you going to do with your money when you get back? It's
Yeah. And he's like, oh, go on another mission, I guess.
it looks really pretty, so you have to
It
enjoy
is
it.
quite pretty. There's a shot where him and the new captain are talking, and they walk next to the next thing, and the camera perfectly dollies to the left, and then they do it again, and it tracks to the left again. And like, I like the little vignettes they're doing between these sections.
The little running through the alleyways to get away from the xenomorph, very Alien 1-esque.
At the speed of Flash, because
the
this
speed-
woman is the fastest
She is the
man
Flash.
alive.
But I'm like, that feels very like reminiscent and
Yeah.
like old school, like running and something's behind you.
I like that it shows how maze-like these ships are, because that's one of the fun things about this. Speaking of premise of the premise from earlier, the reason you set it on a ship is for all this interplay that we get and the fact they're trapped on there, they can't get help from outside.
You need cabin fever.
Yeah, all they can do is freeze people and hope for the best later on. Whereas the whole show is set on Earth, but not on Earth with people. It's set in a compound, which is just a ship, but boring and not cool.
Like if the xenomorph becomes a problem, everyone can just leave.
Yeah. And then we find out it swims and we're like, fuck, it's Jurassic Park 3. No. Yeah. So that's just my little, that's why I feel like the show just works better in space. Even if you're on a space station or something stupid like that.
Yeah.
Like anything.
Romulus was a space station.
But people hate Romulus.
People hate Romulus?
Yeah, everyone hates Romulus. So yeah, I thought we were going to get way more out of Morrow this episode, but he really just did what he did every other episode and is like vaguely threatening, lets people argue for a bunch of time during a meeting, and then he slams his fist down
Yeah.
after they've gotten all their lines done.
He stays quiet long enough for plot to happen.
Yes, because old mate decides to drink some tadpoles that kill him. Then at the end with Morrow, we get a little stinger where he's talking to Yutani, and it again doesn't add anything. He's just like, oh, I'm going to go kill the boy genius. And everyone's like, all right. Cool. And he's like, so that pointless, don't care. Let's talk about stupid scientist number 1.
Okay.
So the reason everything falls apart is pure incompetence on the part of everyone, but mainly biology lady.
It's hard because she's so stupid and everything really is her fault.
And it's not even one stupid thing
I
she
would
does.
say. No,
It's
everything she does. So
6
she puts her arm into the blood-eating arachnid thingies.
That's the show's stupidity, I feel, more than hers. Like, it has no airlock that you can put food in and then turn another thing and it drops food.
Yeah.
But also the design of the device.
Well, the guy comes in later and goes, oh, like you forgot to put this on. I
Yes.
shouldn't have to if I close
it's got a
the
big
thing.
iris. Why is
Yeah.
that not? Why do you have lid and then that?
I think they're going for like we should never assume that we're the smartest thing out there because the bug realizes that it can flick the switch.
so. It's a strong bug.
Even just looking at that mechanism, I'm like, that doesn't look like that would work.
well, you
that
see
way.
when she does it, she turns it and then it clicks.
Yeah,
So like this is a super strong, super smart bug.
Correct.
And I'm like, okay, cool.
But what about our superest, smartest, strongest bug?
I love him.
Igor.
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 Eileen. I
Eileen.
love the I.
I love that it was like,
It was Murph.
Murph.
I love everything about the I. I think we even said in episode 1 when he popped up, where like he is the most interesting thing they've got going for them. I love his little Spider-Man, the way he gets around. He's like sticking to things from afar and swinging. He's also a genius and possibly
a good guy.
Just a genuine bro.
Possibly the evolutionary nemesis to the xenomorph. It 1v1s a xenomorph and it like gives it trouble and then it has to run away.
In both human form and I form. In human form, incredibly stupid. That's like a person jumping on the back. It doesn't make it stronger as far as we can tell. Bites its neck.
He's
I'm
like,
like, this is insane behavior.
Yeah. But it's like armor plated, so
Yeah, like what is actually, it's got like what is happening? So that was stupid, but it was the most interesting thing.
yes.
That moment where he's like maybe warning the scientist that the bug has escaped, or maybe he's distracting her so the bug can escape. It's like, oh, we don't actually know. But then when it fights the alien, it's like, holy shit, is it the nemesis? Like,
My people have evolved to fight.
Yeah.
if it has terrible evolution, because xenomorphs don't have eyes, so it can't get inside of there.
They maybe have
Maybe
eyes?
have. There's that one shot in one of the Alien movies where there's like a POV and the fandom is arguing over whether it's actually a POV or whether it's something else because people are like, I don't want that. She fucks up again because a couple of scenes earlier, she says, no, green means good, red means bad, and then goes to put this thing in the slot and then just doesn't put
She
it in
just
properly.
gets distracted and then Hack has to leave for the team meeting.
And the alarm that goes off when she doesn't put it in properly is like the quietest thing ever.
It doesn't sound like straight away.
Yeah, it waits until she leaves, and then it's like, oh, by the way, viewer, she fucked up. And then alien genius I does escape, which is wonderful. I'm glad he escapes. The I has more character than most of the people in this
Very true.
show.
Silent actor.
So he was interesting. I do like that we maybe have this benevolent species trying to take on the alien, especially because back on Earth, it has like a semi-relationship thing going with Kirsch. Like Kirsch and it are like staring each other down and being like, hey. But I did see an interesting theory where Boy Cavalier is going to put the eye into a person and try to have a chat with it because it'll be the interesting conversation he's always wanted.
Yeah.
Like that would actually be cool.
Like, I think it maybe like, did it try to speak in this episode when it was in the guy's thing? Or was it trying to distract or like say like the xenomorph's coming?
Because like it only been in that body for a second, and that probably its first human, so it probably didn't know how to use the vocal cords. So, but it turned its head sideways. So was it calling the alien back?
I think it tried to smile by pulling up.
Yes, that was interesting
The gums,
too.
like-
I would like, yeah, but it looked evil. But maybe
Yeah.
it was just fucking it up because it's
It's like a disgusting.
we've talked so much about this alien eye and nothing about the show.
Yeah, well, the episode itself gives nothing. It promises a lot.
It has a lot of potential. It just adds nothing to the overall show.
I think they overthunk this episode.
I think it was a filler episode. I think it didn't need to be. I think it could have been the whole show.
If it was in spot of episode 1, it wouldn't have been that. It subverts you by you thinking that these are going to be our main characters. Yes. And then you kill them in the first episode, and then episode 2 starts with Wendy.
Yeah. After the engineer drank the tadpoles start eating his insides because they're the bloodsucker babies. Then he dies, but then they crack him open to try to like kill the bugs. But then our smoking alcoholic doctor.
The doctor and the biologist.
Yes.
So like maybe the most learned people on the ship. And then they get fart gassed to death.
Yes, because they tear it open. It's kind of dumb that it has a very similar defense mechanism to an alien. Like, oh, you cut an alien and it bleeds acid blood. You kill one of these, it shoots acid gas.
One shot instantaneous death gas.
Yeah, like why does every alien have to have a secondary defense mechanism?
It's a defense mechanism.
You can't beat it. It's like, oh, this unbeatable bug. Like that just seems lazy to me because all that does is kill those two characters so that they didn't die by the alien's hand, which I guess is subversion because you're led to believe the alien will be the problem, but the alien actually only kills Tang and I guess new captain.
Dirt hands.
Utah
Dirt hands.
Yeah, that's a weird little character quirk that they decided, oh, this character has nothing going for them. We need to give them a quirk. I don't know. Dirt from Earth. Like she's religious.
If it was an 8 episode on the spaceship thing, the captain would have been like kissing his little vial
Yeah.
and been like, this is what I'm buying when I get back.
Yep.
And she's like, dirt? He's like, it's not dirt, it's an opportunity, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
you know?
Which is like, is that the point? That we're like, oh, all of this unrealized potential snuffed out.
Yes.
But no, that's just not satisfying, right?
Yeah, because it's like, no, I want that.
Yeah.
I want that. That's what I'm getting.
Like, that was what I wanted / what I was promised. I wanted Stargate Universe or Silver Sun, but with Alien running around the ship.
Hell yeah.
So that's all of those people dead. The engineers are very Alien 1 engineer coded. They're like lower class, which is fine. That's probably what actually happened. Like, they hired lower class to be the engineers. But just because we've had the Nostromo and now the Minyo, and it's like, oh, they have identical crews. Like, how convenient.
Everybody is just so dumb.
And unfazed, right? Like,
Yeah.
in the intro, where they're like, oh, the captain died because we cut this alien open and it spewed acid on his neck and disintegrated him.
Bit of acid spilled on him and he cut his through his and burned the airlock and burned through all the floors.
Yeah, which like
It's
might be okay if
crazy.
one character is like that. Like, if the doctor that did it is like, oh, he is an alcoholic smoker, or like that's his thing. He's like unfazed by stuff, or he's weird. But like, even the biologist lady wasn't really that fussed. Even the new captain that had just watched the old captain die didn't seem overly phased. Morrow was the only one taking anything seriously. And he's standing there in his underwear and he's like, no, we need to do this by protocol. Like, he's like, let's do it. Because that's one good thing about the original Alien, right? No one is an idiot. Everyone does things either the way they should or they're being lied to by Ash. So basically, Ridley, that whole movie, wants to do things by the book. And she's like, oh, can I log this? Can I run it through this scanner to find out what this message actually says? Ash knows what the message says, so he hasn't done it. So on first watch, it just sounds like he's playing along. He's like, oh yeah, you should definitely do that. But secretly, he already knows what the message is, and he knows that she's going to be too late to figure it out. They're just unprepared because like, Alien. Like, that's a crazy thing. Whereas in this, everyone's an idiot and they're doing stupid things.
Yeah.
Like, I liked that they tried to freeze him. Actually, that's the two things that I did like that the first Alien movie couldn't do because they did it in a different order. So in this one, they try to cut the alien off and it does kill the captain.
Yeah.
So it's like that didn't happen in the first one. They realized and it squirted the other direction. And they didn't end up getting to freeze John Hurt. Whereas in this, they followed protocol, froze him immediately. But then the alien's metabolism is too high to be frozen because cryosleep doesn't freeze them.
Yeah,
like
yeah.
they just age extremely slowly, but the alien didn't. So it's like that was cool as well that we actually got to see different eventualities. So it's like an alternate universe kind of deal. So I didn't mind that stuff. That's fine. But yeah, then just having the repeated stupid stuff on top, and also Tang being weird was unrealized because like we don't know why he was watching the lady, and even though I was led to believe he was an android, but now he isn't an android, so he was just a creepy guy staring at a girl asleep, but for no reason. Why?
Over 8 episodes, he would have been a lovely like teabag from Prison Break-esque
Yep.
character.
Yep.
Like being very weird and like sexual around like the sleeping girls.
Yep. But never actually does anything.
Never actually does anything, but it's like, no, that's still weird.
Yeah.
You know, like, we'll write you up, but he's like, I'm not doing anything illegal.
And all the ingredients are there to do it because like all you need to do is have one of them be the saboteur, and it's like a whodunit on a spaceship.
But it doesn't work good in 15 minutes worth of scenes with him in it.
Oh, 100%. Which is why over a whole season,
He's like,
it could be...
you don't get it.
Yeah, they had the potential there. So we could have had someone was the saboteur and we're trying to figure it out the whole time. Turns out it's one of the cryosleep guys. But in this, because it's only an hour, we are told that.
It would have been such a good twist.
Please tell me if there were clues that like, oh, it was the cryosleep guy. But yeah, there was nothing as far as I can tell. And we weren't alluded to until it's literally just Tang says it tomorrow.
Yeah.
It's not a reveal if Tang's just like, oh, it's the cryosleep guy. He's not actually asleep. And then we get the Five Nights at Freddy's and he finds the literal file that says, I'm the bad guy. I'm going to fake being asleep. And then Morrow goes to his thing and he's not there. And then they wait until the finale. Like, this guy is hidden for months, it seems, or at least this guy is hiding for the whole episode until we get to our last 10 minutes. We need to raise the stakes. So what do? Oh, he's going to randomly start shooting people. And then he kills...
Chlamydia.
He kills Chlamydia.
Chlamydia, you and Chibuzor go to the zoo and make sure the rest of the creatures are secure.
I don't think most kids know what chlamydia is nowadays. So chlamydia makes a comeback in the next 100
Space
years.
chlamydia? Even worse.
That shit got crazy. They do have the problem where everyone still talks like Azuma from modern day. But so he dies, and then Morrow kills the stowaway. So yeah, basically everything goes to shit. Then we end up where we were at the start of the season. knowing nothing new. We do. We learn that Boy Cavalier planned the whole thing to crash into Prodigy Towers so that he could send his guys and
Stake
get
claim on
the stuff.
And we learned that Morrow and original Yutani, that she like took him in.
That was weird, right? Because like we see in his flashback that he's just a guy. So he left his daughter because he thought he owed Yutani because she picked up a street rat. This one of 5 gods of Earth was like, hey.
Bill Gates comes to her.
Yeah, and that young boy was Barack Obama. But like that's the level of this. It's like she picked up some random guy. I don't get it. I don't like this show, I don't think.
All these like big like shoe drops would have been really good over 8 episodes.
Yeah.
Finding out the aliens are smart. Finding out Petrovsky is the inside man. Finding out Boy Cavalier planned it all. Them sleeping together. Morrow trying to overthrow things, from the inside. The engineer boy being dumb and like learning things to the other engineer.
He didn't know what an engineer's apprentice was.
Tang's weirdness.
Yeah, I completely agree. That's what it should have been. It should have been like one episode focuses on each character kind of deal. Like every character's in each episode.
And that's what the best part is
there's a lead.
We're trying to figure out who the bad guy is because we spend an episode with each, and then bang, they hit us with, it was one of the cryo people the whole time.
So there's so much you could be doing with this show, and this episode proves it. So I'm like, fucking why? Why wasn't this the show?
Damn, this could have been so good. This could have been fire.
Because they would have been able to spend more time on it, we wouldn't have had to have people make stupid mistakes.
Just to hurry it up.
Yeah, we could have actual happenstance or actual things happen, or the saboteur does stuff. The saboteur already made the fire, so why couldn't he have sabotaged the locking mechanism, or like the alien eye tricks her into putting something in the way so it blocks it or something? Like anything except the smart people on the ship being absolute morons. Horny new captain fucked up because she was horny new captain. She's not supposed to sprinkle dirt there. The rapper blows into the door and then the door lets the D-Rex out. That's the kind of bullshit that was happening. I would probably prefer that. Just like even the original Alien had that, because Ripley tries to follow protocol and won't let them back on the ship. Oh, that's the director's cut. Okay, in the director's cut of Alien, Ripley won't let Gurley back on the ship. And then when she gets on the ship finally, she slaps the shit out of Ridley because she's like, Ridley's the guy that made this.
And also
what?
a big dragon in Metro.
That's a little weird of him to be like, yes, my favorite character, Ripley.
Her name, Ripley Schmott.
She gets the shit slapped out of her by this other chick. She's like, you're about to let me die. And Ripley's like, I was doing my job. Like, I'm the smart one here. Fuck you. You let this guy on and now we're all going to die. Yada, yada. So I was like, that's the kind of stuff you could have had here. Whereas in this, no one gets angry at each other. Like, there's not really any character dynamics going on.
There is in the first 10 minutes, and then it just all drops.
Yeah, everyone's just kind of fucking annoying. Like, the 2 young characters are just, like, annoying the whole time. But anyway, you feel free to tell us we're wrong and we just don't get it. There are people on the internet that hate this show. Again, we haven't seen much in between. It's either people calling this the second coming of Christ and a genius level intellect, or this show is dog shit, everyone's the R word. I don't know what to think anymore. Actually, I do. What I just said was what I think. It kind of sucks, but it could have been good.
It could have been really good.